Social media is an integral part of our daily lives, providing endless connection, entertainment, and information. But have you ever considered what these platforms are doing to your brain? Emerging research shows that social media doesn't just affect our mental well being, it directly impacts our brain function. From influencing emotions and cognitive process to altering social interactions, the effects of social media on the brain are significant and complex. In this video, we'll explore the scientific effects of social media on the brain, highlighting how it affects attention, memory, emotional regulation, and even our relationships. Let's break down the latest research and understand how our digital habits are shaping our minds. Social media and the brain's reward system. Every like, comment, and share you get on social media releases dopamine, the brain's feel-good neurotransmitter. This creates a sense of pleasure and reinforces the behavior, making social media highly addictive. The constant stimulation from social media can lead to dopamine dysregulation, where the brain becomes dependent on these small bursts of pleasure. Over time, this can reduce the brain's ability to find satisfaction in less immediately rewarding activities, like having a conversation, reading, or engaging in creative tasks. The more dependent you become on social media, the more difficult it may be to focus on other rewarding aspects of life. Attention and cognitive function, shorter attention span. Social media usage can significantly impact cognitive performance, particularly attention. Studies have shown that constantly switching between social media apps and other tasks reduces the brain's ability to focus and concentrate. This is known as task switching, and is something many of us do without realizing it. Research from psychological science shows that people who frequently multitask with media are less able to filter out irrelevant information, which lowers their ability to focus and retain information over time. With continued exposure to constant notifications and distractions, your brain becomes accustomed to this fragmented attention, making it harder to focus on long-term tasks or goals. Information overload and memory problems. Social media presents an overwhelming amount of information every day. News, updates, posts, videos, and more. Our brains are constantly processing this flood of content, but there's little time to pause and properly encode this information into long-term memory. Studies from UCLA indicate that multitasking with social media impairs memory consolidation, specifically by interfering with the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory formation. When your brain is bombarded with multiple streams of information at once, it struggles to retain important details, making it harder to recall and process information later. Emotional regulation, anxiety, and depression. One of the most concerning effects of social media is its impact on emotional regulation. Studies have shown a direct link between excessive social media use and increased levels of anxiety and depression. Constant exposure to idealized images of other people's lives leads to unhealthy social comparisons. A 2019 study published in JAMA Psychiatry found that people who spend more than 3 hours a day on social media are at a higher risk of reporting symptoms of anxiety and depression. Social media activates emotional centers in the brain, such as the amygdala, especially when content triggers negative feelings or comparisons. This can significantly impact emotional well-being, making it harder to manage stress and emotions effectively. Sleep disruption, social media, and circadian rhythms. Using social media late at night can disrupt your sleep cycle, negatively impacting brain function the following day. The blue light emitted by smartphones and other screens inhibits melatonin production, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep. This leads to delayed sleep onset and poorer sleep quality. Harvard Medical School research reveals that blue light exposure before sleep not only affects melatonin levels, but also interferes with REM sleep. REM sleep is essential for memory consolidation, problem solving, and emotional regulation. Poor sleep from excessive screen time can contribute to cognitive decline, mood disturbances, and lower overall brain function. FOMO and the brain's stress response. Fear of missing out, FOMO, is a psychological phenomenon exacerbated by social media. Seeing others post about events, achievements, or vacations can trigger feelings of exclusion or anxiety. This anxiety activates the anterior cingulate cortex, a part of the brain involved in processing social behaviors and feelings of social exclusion. Chronic exposure to FOMO can increase stress hormone levels, such as cortisol, which can negatively affect brain function over time. Elevated cortisol levels are linked to impaired memory, reduced cognitive function, and an increased risk of mental health issues like depression and anxiety. Social media and negative body image. Social media amplifies the tendency to compare yourself to others. The constant exposure to edited, idealized images of beauty and success can lead to negative body image, especially among young people. The brain becomes conditioned to focus on these unrealistic standards, which activates neural pathways related to body dissatisfaction. Research from psychiatry research indicates that prolonged exposure to these images can contribute to low self-esteem and even lead to eating disorders. Social media's unrealistic beauty standards not only affect self-image, but also impact the brain's emotional regulation and mental health. Social media's impact on relationships. Social isolation. Despite its potential to connect people, social media use can contribute to social isolation. Studies include one from the American Journal of Preventive Medicine have shown that excessive social media use is associated with feelings of loneliness. Many people replace face-to-face interactions with virtual ones, leading to weakened real-life relationships. This isolation activates stress circuits in the brain, particularly the amygdala, increasing feelings of loneliness and anxiety. Over time, the brain becomes more sensitive to social stress, which may lead to depression and other mental health challenges. Social media addiction and dopamine pathways. Social media addiction is real, and its effects on the brain are measurable. Brain scans have shown that social media addiction activates the same brain regions as substance addiction, including the ventral striatum, which is involved in reward processing. Research from the University of Chicago suggests that people who are addicted to social media show changes in the prefrontal cortex, the brain area responsible for decision making and impulse control. This makes it harder to resist the urge to check social media, even when it negatively impacts other areas of life, such as work, school, or relationships. How to protect your brain. Setting boundaries with social media. While social media isn't going away, there are steps you can take to control your brain. Set time limits on your social media usage. Turn off notifications to reduce constant distractions. Engage in offline activities like exercise, reading, or spending time with loved ones. Practice mindfulness to manage stress and regulate emotions effectively. By setting boundaries, you can continue using social media without allowing it to negatively affect your brain and mental health. Social media has a profound impact on the brain, affecting everything from cognitive function to emotional well-being. By understanding these effects and taking proactive steps to manage your social media use, you can protect your brain from the harmful consequences of excessive digital engagement. If you found this video helpful, Share it with others who may benefit from understanding the science behind social media's impact on the brain. And be sure to subscribe for more insights into the world of digital health. Stay mindful, stay healthy, and take care of your brain.